All right, so we're April 12th, and what were we talking about for a potential start date? Do we remember?
July 17th.
Is that what we were looking at?
Is that a Monday?
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops.
It gives us 3 months.
4, 5, 6,
right?
7,
May?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, roughly 13 and a half weeks from today.
It's plenty. We got enough
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
We'll be ready.
That's actually almost ideal. 12 weeks is like perfect.
Good. I mean, you could do 2 big base
blocks.
Yeah. Miles, long miles.
So
sharpen her up just a little bit if you wanted, or
do 3-week blocks that become 6-week blocks that become 12-week blocks. You'll be golden. Actually, and you could even throw a rest week in between the blocks, and you'll be golden if it works.
I'm feeling pretty good now, really. I mean, I just flatted twice on that race the other day, but I feel like I can just push. You know, I have a steady base power now.
It's the back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah. Recover.
That's what you have. That's what you're going to have to work into the mix.
Oh, I do have you know what Game Ready is? The ice machine, the ice thing you do on your legs.
Yeah.
I have one of those. So
I just have leg bags.
That helps.
Yeah.
And this is maybe every couple of days we can do these, but it's the ice compression.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's like you didn't ride the day before.
That's freaking awesome.
So we could do that probably every other day or every other night or something like that. Try to get the ice.
Does that run off regular AC?
Yeah.
So
you got to have a bag of ice and a plug.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to sort out. So that will be the hotel days then.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems exciting.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But if we can, keep some cooler weather up there, man, it definitely makes a difference. We rode one day, and it was pretty cool. One day it got pretty hot, but man, I know when you're going through Buffalo Creek and you're exposed, a lot of that exposure stuff, it gets brutal out there.
Remind me where Buffalo Creek is. I was trying to find out.
So that should be about 27 miles in from the trailhead.
Oh, only 27
yes.
in. Okay.
So I don't know if we want to try to push a little further. Maybe go another.
Like the way bear with me. Let me bring mine up again.
Now there's a parking lot. You could totally be there first night.
The way I had it set up was stopping the first night at Wellington Lake, and that's 41 miles.
Okay, so that's just passed through Buffalo Creek.
So that's after Buffalo Creek.
Can you get to Wellington Lake?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, I've been there before.
That's the goal. That's what we should do.
And so that's
jump in the lake.
Yeah, and I mean there's
fire going.
Real camping, real restrooms, real showers there, all that good
stuff.
Awesome.
And that's probably still at 7,000 feet.
Just 78, 79, somewhere in there. Below 8.
Okay.
Below 8.
It's when you get above 10 is when it changes the game.
No, I agree.
You're just like,
I agree.
What happened?
It's I'm piece of cake up to about 8,500. $9,000 I start noticing it. $10,000 it's like
coming. Have you ridden Kenosha Pass before? Or Georgia Pass? You start anyway. That's epic. That is awesome. I mean,
the only pass I've ridden over is Mosquito Pass.
Okay.
From Adam's Cabin up and over Mosquito Pass and down into Leadville, but I know things change with age and time, and but I've never struggled with elevation. It's never been an issue for me. Now that I've said that, I probably fall apart, But
But you've ridden up there enough where you don't have So Brandon Nix, buddy of mine, we go up there. He's shit. He just struggles with elevation.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so hot here, and I train here. When I go up there, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, but when I get above 10-ish, 11-ish, that Georgia Pass, that's when you start feeling your heart rate, your heartbeat in your ears, and it gets a little scary. But then you go over the top and you go back down. So,
that's also when you're doing the Joey thing and really pushing harder than you should.
That's probably when I'm going at a pretty decent pace with my buddies. But
that's what we got to teach
we can
you how to
get
do
down
this.
back into Frisk. We want to go up and over, down. We just need to sleep low as we can.
Yeah. Well, because you don't want that exposure, because that's where you're going to have the most weather exposure. Because the last thing you want to do is wake up in the morning or wake up in the middle of the night and it's sleeting on you or something.
And it's hard to sleep when you're that high. I've stayed at 10.5-ish, and man, you can just kind of feel your heart rate all the time. You're just
Adam's cabin's at like 11.
Yeah, 11.4, 11.5, something like that.
I slept there. We stayed there for a week. I didn't have
I don't
issue. Paula could barely stand it.
Yeah. Jan can't
handle it.
She 10's like her max for overnighting. So we found all that stuff for over the top when we were staying in that next valley below Adam's cabin, Valley of the Sun or whatever it is, between Fairplay and Alma. And we were at like 10.5 there.
Yeah.
And Jan was at her limits. So I knew I'm never taking her to Adam's cabin.
Yeah.
So we'll cross the highway before you get to Fairplay, and that goes over into like Kenosha or Georgia Pass. It starts right there.
There's camping right there at that highway crossing on both sides of it too.
Yes, I believe we kind of take a gravel or nice road up into where the highway crosses.
Yeah, you do that long pavement stretch, and then there's that stagecoach store, and then you take the long dirt road up to the mountain, and then a long dirt road down to the highway. And that's basically that's the whole go around for the hiking part.
You know what I'm kind of excited about is Trail Magic. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Where people are on the trail cooking. They have soft drinks for us. I think that's awesome.
I wouldn't rely on any of that.
But I think it's cool if we ran across a couple of those.
You will run across it.
It's getting more and more.
You just can't plan around it.
No, you can't. No, you can't. But that's pretty sweet, though.
That is pretty cool.
And then next year, hey, if we make that, I don't know how far I'll make it. I'll do my damnedest. I'm going to push. I mean, like I said, I want to finish. But
that's the only goal.
It's the only goal. It's finish. Yeah. Great Divide, maybe in a couple of years. Is that the 2,700 mile?
Yeah.
Canada to New Mexico or to Mexico.
That's a totally different animal, though.
That's just a rolling gravel?
No, there's some steep hike a bike and
at the beginning.
Yeah. There's some steep stuff
at the Divide one.
Yeah.
This one, what I've heard is though, the people that have done this is like I didn't expect to hike my bike that much.
What, Colorado Trail?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would expect there to be plenty of hike a bike.
I have to go over in the shade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
we can go if we sit under the trees, it's amazing.
Well, let's do that.
Amazing.
Is that can you walk across that road there?
Oh hell yeah.
I tried. I think a Keystone one year. It didn't go well.
That's my slack line.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Woo. This is nice off the street. I like this.
We sit here and watch the sunset on the good evenings. And even when it's 100 degrees outside,
You just kind of have this little breeze.
Feels amazing right here.
Wonder where he wants me here. Sit over here.
Here you go, brother.
Thank you.
Yep. Lucy, what's up, baby?
Oh yeah. It's like the AC. You got a little AC going on.
There's always a breeze right here. It's
cool
nice.
breeze. Cool breeze.
So when we stop, let's say you get to us most of the time, and we'll do up like a little breakfast in the morning or something. We'll just have to kind of plan our food, which you're probably pretty good at that.
Yeah, so what I normally do for breakfast on days like that, because my default is gonna be the plan to be borderline self-supportive. But what I normally do is, so Quaker makes a protein-heavy oatmeal.
Yeah, I have that.
And I'll do 2 oatmeal packages with a package of peanut butter, like Justin's peanut butter.
I did peanut butter, banana, and oatmeal this morning like that.
And then I'll do cowboy coffee. I don't bring a coffee maker or anything. I just do hot water and coffee ground.
Okay. I don't drink coffee, but
No.
I wish I did. But...
And then, do you do any cordyceps or anything like that?
What's that?
Mushrooms?
No.
I need to remind me to show you this container before you leave. You need to check this out. It's
some mushrooms.
It's just they're not like that.
Not psychedelic mushrooms.
It's a.
Where's Joey? Well, he's on riding a horse backwards last week.
No, they're so it's a powder that I do every morning. That's turkey tail, lion's mane, cordyceps. There's 2 other mushrooms in there too, but cordyceps are like, how resveratrol is. With red wine and beets and stuff, it's supposed to help with the oxygenation of your blood. This is very similar, and the best thing that I can tell you, well, it's accumulative though. You won't take it and immediately notice.
Yeah.
But once you have it in your system for 3 or 4 days, like you ever do those really hard efforts and you cap out a hill or something where you're sprinting to the top, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh. And you almost feels like you're going to pass out. That kind of goes away. It's pretty wild.
Huh.
It's that instant recovery when you're topped out is pretty impressive.
I do some Beat Elite stuff. I take a little supplement, a little buffering for the legs and stuff, just a little bit. I don't take the recommended dose, but I'll just take a little bit and some electrolyte stuff.
Yeah.
And then some goos, some caffeinated goos.
Yeah.
But probably something like this, I'll make like maybe a turkey sandwich and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, have some banana, some stuff to take with us like
Whole
that.
food's going to be important.
You need whole. Yeah.
Because you're going to get
too sugared up.
You
can't do that. No.
Yeah, I can't do sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar.
No, I can do it one day in a race and just be sugared and just feel like shit afterwards, crash. But you can't just.
What's your camping background, Joey?
No, none.
Okay.
So,
we might want to work on that some in advance too.
Well, I'm going camping Friday.
Okay.
With my son and his friends.
Where are you going?
Camping or glamping?
Well, they're sleeping in a tent. I may pull my trailer. But we have a place at PK down there, so we're gonna go stay down there. I mean, I've been around camping my whole life. I have an issue sleeping, so I just don't. I don't know.
So my issue is I am 100% a hammock camper. So if we're above trees, that's not going to work.
Understood.
But my hammock system is extremely modular, but not modular enough to sleep on the ground.
Okay, so in our worst case scenario, we can carry a tent and mat for you.
Mm-hmm. But if you can't get to me, it doesn't work. I need to be able to.
If we can carry that with us, and if you're going to be in a day that's a high likelihood that you're going to have to overnight above tree line, that day we either swap
out. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
I'll most likely carry my.
Hopefully, we won't be above tree, camping.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
there's no way to know. That's what.
Yeah.
Right, but hopefully we can make it where we start.
The more contingencies we prepare for, the less we'll encounter.
Exactly. So that basically from Copper, whatever, it's Copper something. I can't remember what it is. Copper something.
Copper Mountain.
Copper Mountain. That's what it is. Copper Mountain. From Copper Mountain to Durango, you have a whole lot of shit pile stuff that can derail all of your plans.
Yeah.
And where a lot of that is above tree line, all through there, and there's no bailout
Yeah.
through there. You have Silverton or Silverado or
Silverton.
Silverton.
That's way later.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. That's all there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Copper Mountain to Durango, there's Silverton in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everything else is backcountry as hell, and a lot of it's at altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So through that whole stretch, you have to be able to be in a position to deal with overnighting above tree line, because you may not have a choice in the matter.
What about wildlife preparedness? That's another concern too.
No, it's
you know?
it's something to be cognizant of.
Well, you're supposed to hang your food in a tree. I see that.
Oh yeah, you
And
definitely have to do
Like
that.
bear spray maybe or something. We would bring something like that.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of those
There's
personal.
cats,
That's going to be
there's-
one of those personal choice things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely have bear spray with me when we're doing the group thing,
Yeah.
because when we're doing the group thing, it's going to increase the likelihood that somebody makes a mistake and does something stupid and gets lazy and doesn't string up their food properly or
Yeah.
whatever else.
Yeah.
So in that, and that's not me giving anyone a green light to do that. Don't take it that way.
Glad you clarified that.
We got to be cognizant of it.
Yeah.
But I also realize that 8 days into this, if somebody's struggling,
Yeah.
they may not be thinking straight.
Yeah.
That can happen.
Yeah.
But as far as the rest of the trip, if y'all are out there in between overnight stops, if you want to carry bear spray with you or not, that's a personal choice at that point. That's
I'll
not for me
probably
to
have
say.
some sort of something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's black bear territory. It's not grizzly territory.
Yeah.
Blackberries don't usually they won't really bother you. But
Typically, they'll bother your food.
Yeah.
right, that's what they're after.
They'll
Hey,
bother
baby,
your
what's that?
food.
What's that?
But yeah, it's not like having to be wary of a grizzly bear that you come around a blind turn.
Right. And you just hope you're not between them and their cubs.
When in the time a year we're doing this, we're gonna see people. I mean, there's
Oh,
gonna be
very
hikers.
very
There's gonna
definitely.
be
Very
it's-
definitely.
This thing is this progression of this really started, I guess, with the pandemic. More people started doing the Appalachian, all the CT.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched hours of videos
Through hikes.
a week, just through
Yeah.
hikes and the bike stuff. I mean, it's going to be cool. We'll meet a lot of cool people, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a cool adventure.
Well, I'm excited by the concept. I know that.
I am too.
And that's what that's why when you were messaging that everyone's backing out, it's like, okay. In some ways, that for me that's a better situation. In
Well,
some ways.
I didn't figure Dale was in it. I mean, he I don't know.
He called me and sold me
I
on
don't
it
know,
hard.
man. I just I may do that. I'm like, whatever.
The only thing that irritates me is he was out and didn't even tell me. Like I found out from you, Kevin, that he was out.
I'm 100% in. When I first mentioned it to him.
Yeah. Because he called me and he was like, dude, listen.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I knew he was out when he started pitching me other options.
Mm.
Man, we can do a hut-to-hut that does this. Or wait a minute, we can do this other thing that does this. And I'm like,
well,
no.
I was the one that put the hut to hut in his brain,
Oh, okay.
honestly, because I was like,
So he's like, yeah.
because I go, how much experience does Joey have doing overnight stuff, like multi-day, bike packing type stuff? And he's like, I don't think any. And I go, well, I mean, maybe he wants to try a hut to hut thing.
Yeah.
So I was the one that brought that up, but because that's also kind of a dream trip of mine too. But
Where is that one at?
there's multiple
There's
different
multiples.
options.
I watched the video where they were doing the hut-to-hut one.
There's one that's Durango. I think it's Durango to Moab is the one that I was looking at.
The fruit of the Moab one.
Maybe it is Fruity to Moab.
Well,
There's a couple of them, and they're like, you can do 7 nights, and you ride 35 to 50 miles a day, and you basically ride from one hut to another
Right,
hut.
the 50-mile day is the long day.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. And it's the different 50 miles, obviously, than what we're used to around here. But at the same rate, you show up, there's beds, there's food, there's beer, there's warmth, there's firewood, all that kind of stuff. So it's a different animal. It's not like going out and cracking off CTR. CTR is going to be way more of an expedition.
Arguably more of an accomplishment. But
Yeah.
it's all accomplishment.
Oh yeah. But with the hut-to-hut thing, I mean, you don't have an option to make it to the next hut because I don't even think.
And you have to stay on schedule too.
Yeah,
Because somebody's staying in the.
Somebody's behind
that's
you.
what I'm saying. You
yeah.
can't even fuck off and turn around and go back to the same hut because somebody else is headed that way.
Yeah.
So, and you can't just call off and have an off day. You know, you can't just be like, we're just going to stay at this hut today. You know.
Yeah.
So there's no halfway or anything option like that because you're not going to be carrying any equipment. But that being said, I'd really need to contemplate what I'm going to carry and how much I'm going to carry on a daily basis too. But, you know, you're going to have food. You're going to have filtration. You're going to have at least a layer or two. And whether or not you carry a sleep system is kind of maybe depend on the day. You know, what does the weather look like?
Yeah.
Where are we going
I think we could probably sit every morning, just be like, okay, this is our goal, but
Yeah.
this is sketchy.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to rain. We might be able to.
Basically, I think, you know, plan to have 2 pack outs
Yeah.
that are always at your fingertips. It's like, all right, we're taking the full Monty this time.
Mhm.
Anything can happen. It's
Yeah.
a long day. Crappy weather's in the forecast or whatever.
Yeah.
We have a full Monty pack, and then we have a Bare Essentials pack.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with structuring both of those extremes, and I don't think there's any reason to have anything in between either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all going to be modular, anyways. You can add and subtract as you see
You
fit,
can sure you can always throw more food in the mix or whatever else,
Yeah.
but
or more layers. You know.
potentially.
But,
The good thing is, pretty much every time I've been up there, you do get rained on and cold, but 90% of the time I feel like the sun comes out.
yeah.
Like it doesn't just stay. I don't know. I mean, I've been up there every summer for 12 years and ridden a bunch, and I feel like it'll move through, and then usually the sun comes out.
Yeah.
That part I do agree. Yeah, you don't usually have 4 days.
It's not like Texas,
Right.
where it just fucking rains
No,
for days.
I mean, usually when you get weather, it's just mountain effect weather for
Yes.
the afternoon.
Afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's key too. If we start, we probably want to start early.
You want to start early and try to be done by mid-afternoon, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause they usually
that's
roll
the
in.
beauty of sleeping outside. Anyways, you're awake when the sun comes up,
Yeah.
so you're moving and you're ready. You know. That'll be the biggest difference too. Is if we have to, you know, if we're sleeping, like breaking down camp and putting it all back on our bike, that's an extra, 15, 20 minutes versus putting it in a bin and putting it in the truck, you know?
Yeah. Are you gonna have riders at some point through that weekend, you think?
It depends on how all the pieces come together,
Yeah.
and who all's involved, and how confident we are in our skills and our schedule adherence and things like that.
I make no claim to confidence.
Well, that is more my own confidence in the plan, as much as anything. I would like to be able to throw out there, hey, come meet us in Silverton on Saturday and ride with us for a day or two if you want to,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be we're building our ride around this roof joint by no. It's
Yeah.
like if you guys tag along with us, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But let's just hang out together, sort of thing.
I've done. Let's see. I haven't gone to Silverton and started, but we almost went to Silverton. We were in is it Engineer? That's way up in there.
Engineer Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in
We
that.
did that,
Sounds right.
and then one of the rides we did was 7,500 of descent into Durango, and that's the end of
awesome. Yeah.
That's the end of the
That's
trail.
the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Silverton to Durango is the last section. That's 200 miles or something like that.
It's not that much.
It's not?
No, it's not that much.
No, I think it could be done. Dang, I remember this guy
Oh,
coming over into
Where's my
Silverton.
phone going? Oh, it's in this
It'd
pocket.
be one more night at most, I think, from Silverton to Durango.
Let's look
If I
at
split
it.
it up, it's probably could be just about 100 miles or so
Let's see, day
There's some
12,
hike
the
a
way
bike.
I have that structured.
in that engineer area.
Let's see, so day 12 is a 41-mile day that basically starts in the middle of the 2, and
What's your day-by-day
that's
breakdown,
Silverton.
mileage-wise? If you want to run us through that, that'd be awesome.
Bear with me a moment, let me make
Yeah.
sure this is
He
Silverton.
had a 10-day figure.
Lucky,
Whoa.
dumbass.
He had a 10-day, and I just was looking at it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's pretty-
I walked Brad through that one, and
pretty brutal.
He wasn't feeling confident in that, and I wasn't either. I built it because you guys, you and
Yeah,
Megan
yeah,
said
no.
you were interested in a 10-day
Yeah.
plan. It's like, well, here it is. Yeah, Silverton. So 37 plus 40, 77.
Okay. Why did I think it was a lot
So
further?
we could knock it out.
Yeah.
What, all right,
In a-
don't get
in a-
ahead of yourselves.
Okay, well,
Don't get it. All right. So the 12-day plan breaks out like this, with the understanding that there will be variation.
Sure.
There's flexibility in here. But day 1, 41.5 miles, 6,700 feet. Day 2, 66 miles, 6,800 feet. Day 3, 37 miles, 5,700 feet. Day 4, 34 miles, 7,400 feet though. Day 5, 65
That's a
miles.
big hike-a-bike section right there.
4,700 feet.
Say that one again, I'm sorry.
65 miles, 4,700 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Setting up for day 6, 44 miles, 8,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Day 7, 28 miles, 6,400 feet.
Jesus. 24 miles, 68.
28 miles.
28 miles?
6,400 feet.
Jesus.
Day 8, 71 miles, 6,200 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Day 9, 32 miles, 6,200 feet.
Hmm.
That's the day that's above tree line the whole time, is my guess. Day 10, 26 miles, 3,400 feet. Day 11, 37 miles, 6,700 feet. Day 12, 41 miles, 5,000 feet. It's actually a little bit longer because that doesn't include the ride all the way into Durango.
Yeah.
Just the trailhead.
It's just coasting. Dale and I did it a couple years ago, and we just you just coast down into downtown.
Yeah.
But you're actually finished
At the
right there at
trailhead.
the little river at the trailhead, and there's
Yeah.
bathrooms. That's where we started a ride, me and Dale and I, one year. But
All those sound not easy, but they all sound doable.
Compared to the 10-day plan, which...
Yeah.
And...
You were on day 2 of the 10-day plan, and I was like, what?
Well, and these are also
Access points?
built around access points, which
Yeah.
should be accessible. And these should have been accessible with a trailer, probably, sort of thing. So there's more flexibility in the mix if we don't have to worry about lugging a trailer up switchbacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like there were access points that I could get the truck to that were up switchbacks. It's like, I'm not going to go up switchbacks with a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Because somewhere or another you have to turn around and come back down.
Speaking of elevation, have you ridden Mount Nebo?
no, but I need to.
Go ride that, man.
What's Mount Nebo?
Heard good things.
It's in Arkansas. I'm trying to think of what area it is. We stayed at Highway 27 Fishing Village, and it was like an hour away. I'm trying to remember what direction it was now.